So we have to hit start on OBS after. Then you got it.
Okay, now I'm silencing my phone. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have fun.
Yay, tech support. I think we finally got it. So welcome to the very first live stream. I have never done this before, so we will see how it works. Now I'm going to warn you in advance, I have kittens all over the place. I am pet sitting for my mother-in-law, so I've got her kitten and puppy, and then I have my two, and they've been wreaking havoc all morning. So we will see how this goes. I have, where's my hands? Can you see my hands? You cannot see my camera. Okay, my camera is static. Oh, there we go. It's just delayed. Okay, good. Perfect. Okay, so let me see if I can adjust the camera a little bit so you can see. Still working with the camera. Just bear with me for a bit, guys. I'm also going to lower it just a wee bit for you. I've got it a little bit too high. Oh, no, I don't. Okay. Okay, so what I have here is a layout that I started last night. Sorry, I have cat hair in my eye already. I started this layout last night and kind of stopped it mid embellishment stage. And then this morning I took one of the close to my heart die cuts, I think it is the decorative borders, and just cut out a whole bunch of these little torn paper strips. So on this layout I am on the embellishment portion of it and a title. I think I may use, I've got two other photos that I may use as part of the title. So that's what we're going on this, and then I have 3 other layouts that we are going to possibly get to. I'm going to keep the stream going until A, the kittens get rambunctious, which there's one under my feet at the moment, or B, I get hungry, because, you know, you have to feed the monster. So let me move the one that's under my feet. Come here. Say hello. This is Dumpling. He's the newest member. So he's learning his little scraproom manners. Get in your box. Okay, so let's get started. And I will eventually learn the best camera angles for you and all of that happy stuff. Really good. What? I would hiss at him too, okay? That's a bit rude. We're going to learn as we go. My first time doing this, I would like to start this adventure in lives. So we'll just see how this works. So the series of photographs that I have been working on in my personal albums is from a trip that I took to Washington, D.C. with my sister-in-law. And unbeknownst to me, I invited myself. Well, I just told her that it was something that I would like to do one day. And she said, sure, come along with us. Well, I realized and didn't realize it was a weird situation that I kind of invited myself. But it worked out great because it was 3 adults and 2 teenagers. And I stayed in the room with the teenagers, and that way Mom and Dad could have a room to themselves. I put it on the wrong side. Oh well, we'll do it this way. But Mom and Dad could have a room to themselves, and then I stayed with the teenagers. And then we just kind of gallivanted all around Washington, D.C. together. And I tell you, I want to go back. It was a fast trip. We were actually there to visit friends also from high school. So it was a fast trip, but I would like to take my husband back. My husband and I have each both been to Washington, but never together. So what I am scrapbooking here is the Holocaust Museum. And I'll tell you, if you have never been to this museum, you need to go. You read about it in the history books, and you watch documentaries on TV and everything else, but nothing prepares you for what you see in this museum. It was just mind-boggling, totally mind-boggling. I just have a selection of way retired, close to my heart, sheets of stickers and stuff. And I'm just kind of popping and plunking. Now for this set of layouts, I'm using the photos as the journaling blocks, sometimes as the titles. When I get done with this layout, I'll show you the other ones that I've done. I did not film them for the channel because it's a difficult subject, and I wasn't sure how to bridge the subject, especially given the day and times. So I just opted to not film these. It's not my best embellishment cluster, but you know what? It'll work. It will be okay. It'll work. So there's supposed to be another. Actually, that's going to go there. Okay, let's do that first. Where is my foam tape? Oh, I think I used it all. Hold on one second. I have to get some foam tape. My daughter, how long are you streaming? Until I get hungry. She's watching on her end to kind of help me with some tech support. I actually had to have her on the phone. You guys will die laughing because I couldn't figure out why it wasn't streaming. Well, not only was it not streaming, but I could only see the camera on my computer. I couldn't see the webcam. So she streams all the time, so I called her real fast and went, I know you're probably getting ready for work or having your coffee. Are you even awake? Mom needs help. So she's walking me through this, and we figure out that I have the webcam plugged into the wall, not the computer. So after a very good laugh, where I had told her, I'm doing something simple. Something's not right, and it's a simple fix, and I cannot figure out what I'm doing. But I've done something. And we figured out Mom's being stupid is what it is. So, it was a simple fix. Do I want that side? Or do we want that side? I want that side. So, I mean, I knew it was a simple fix. I just couldn't figure it out. And then there was a piece of software that I was missing that she reminded me about. So we eventually, with her help and my husband's help, we eventually got it going. And like everything else, with practice, I'll figure out what to do. I just have to work on it. But I'd like to try this medium. and see how well it works for everything we're doing. You are not sticky. We will fix that. I'm not liking this. It's not coming together right. Let's just put this where I can reach it. Alright, I need to find something here because this is not making me happy at all. I don't like this. No. With this being such sensitive subject matter, it's not, you just can't, I don't want to plop down a flower, because that would be, that's, to me, it's not a flowery subject, so I'm trying to figure out. Let me just do that. Maybe just layer these up. Okay, let's do one more. Okay. Nope, had it right the first time. And you know what? Sometimes you make a layout and you don't really care for it at the time. Something doesn't look right to you at the time. A month or two down the road, you find a different embellishment that fits perfectly. So it may just be a case of me holding my horses and finding the right one. For what I want to do. But the kitties, I drug out my Big Shot, which I haven't used in a while. I've been using the Cuttlebug or the Sidekick, but because I was doing so many of these, I drug it out, and the kitties had never seen it before. Come on, get under there. So they were not sure they really wanted to spend some time with that thing. Okay, I know there's supposed to be something here, but I actually, and I don't know if you can see it, I may have to, let me flip it over. Waiting for the camera to catch up so I can see. Okay, so let me flip it over, and if you can see, there is holes on the back, but you can barely see them on the front. Now what I was doing, and you know what, I may go ahead and do some stitching. I might go ahead and still do that, just to add something to this. I don't know, let's keep going. But I was going to do some stitching, and then the stitching tool that I was using, the holes didn't go through automatically, so I had to flip it over to poke the holes on the back. Well, the technique, or the way that it looks on the front, I liked that. I liked the look, so I left it alone. So anyway, let's keep going. We'll figure this stuff out as we go. This could be a really good layout, or it could suck. It could be a really good stream. It could suck, whatever. I'm doing this for myself. So that's the one thing about scrapbooking, is you don't have to impress anybody. Have your own style, do your own thing. And if you like it or you don't like it, that's fine. I keep losing my tape, that's part of the problem. So, but anyway, I have three other layouts kind of queued up and ready to go. I've got the sketch picked out, I've got the photos picked out. I do not have the papers picked out. I decided to do that when we're together. Okay, let's do... No. I'm leaving that alone. Okay. So let's do this. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay, so there is this. And yes, I do forget to talk while I'm doing stuff, so. Oh, hi Shoni, you're squeezed into Dumpling's box. I guess it's a good thing I taped it. Okay, I may be just about ready to give this up. So I have all kinds of embellishments and tags and doodads, and I'm not really liking the way that's coming together. So I'm going to just stop because it's either going to work, I'm going to find what I need on a different set of embellishments, or I'll figure something out at a later date. But at the moment, this is causing my brain to hurt. It's not working. I'm not going to chunk it because I like, the only part of this I don't like is the embellishments, but there may be something out, you know, that's not even here yet, that's not out yet, that will work. So I'm going to stop this one and set it aside. There's nothing saying it has to be finished today. I'm going to set it aside, and the embellishment that I need might just be around the corner, and I just don't know it yet. So set this stuff aside real fast. And so this is these 2 pages. Let me do a flip through of the others that I have been working on. Sorry for the glare. There's going to be glare. I can't get around that. So let me bring down the others. So this is another one that I need some different embellishments. I did a ton of work with texture paste, and I dyed the texture paste with the Close to My Heart inks, and I did stitching, and when I put it all together, most of the work was hidden, so I'm not real happy with that. I did make my own flip flaps with the fuse tool for these little cards that you pick up at each of the monuments. So this is another layout that I'm waiting to see if a new, I'm so used to looking at the camera this way when I'm filming, I have to learn to look this way. But I'm so used to, I need to just wait and see what embellishments pop up. I don't know yet. So this is another one that I'm going to just set off to the side. This is the Lincoln Memorial. So there's the Lincoln Memorial that we did. Or that I did. Like I said, I didn't film any of these because I wasn't sure what direction any of the layouts were going to go. I'm using a new set of sketches. And normally the first couple of layouts that I do with new sketches are a little funky because I have to learn the new process of each sketch. They all have different instructions or way of scrapbooking that they want you to use. So this is the beginning of the Holocaust Museum photographs. I did 3 layouts of this. And this is the one that I finished last night. And that might be another stumbling block. This one came together so well that the other one that I just put aside, that we were just working on, just because this one came together so well, it might just be causing me some issues. Don't know. Sometimes you have a really good one and then your next one's a dud. So, let me put these up real fast. And we will pull our next set of photographs. I have a set of paper racks above my head that I stick layouts when I first finish them. I stick them up there just as storage and or drying. If there's some wet glue on them that needs to dry, modeling paste that needs to dry, that's a good safe spot that the cats can't get to them, chew on them, walk on them. So it works. Okay, second set of photographs. The next one is a 1-page layout that I'm going to be working on. The sketches that I'm using are from Scrapbook Generation. I just recently heard about this company, literally like 2 or 3 days ago. I've been scrapbooking since 2001. I can't believe I've just now heard of them. If you've been with me for any length of time, you know that I love a good sketch. I love a good how-to book. I love a recipe book of sorts for scrapbooking. Very few of my layouts are ever total originals. So give me a pattern and I'm a happy girl. So these are just 2 photos that I printed this morning because I had the idea. I always try to do a cover page, like the very first page of the album is always just that one page. You turn it over and you're like, okay, do I start a 2-page layout here? I always start 1 page. She just told me not to die. I'm not going to die. So, I'm going to trim that photo down. Where is the 4? Okay, we're going to do a little smaller than 4 because I want to make a matte. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. The sketch does not have a matte. I like putting mattes on, so we're going to do that. So it is a stock photo of the White House that I just pulled off of Google. I don't mind doing this because this is my personal scrapbook. I am no longer a consultant, so I am not trying to make money off of my layouts. I just scrapbook for my own personal use, so I don't have any problem pulling a stock photo from Google to enhance my personal layouts. And then this is a picture of all of us in front of the White House, or as close as you can get now. You used to be able to get a lot closer, but as close as you can get now. So those are going to be the 2 layouts that I use, or the 2 photos that I use. And then this is a little sticker that I put on the back of my layouts because I don't always work in the same album at the same time. So like I don't always do 2016, 2015, 2014. I'm at the moment finishing 2014. I've got 1 more page for 2014. I'm in the process of finishing 2015. I'm taking those to a retreat. I'm going to try and finish those. So I was kind of getting bored with those photos here at home, so I pulled out my 2016 bucket and I've started working on these. So this is just a little sticker that tells me when I'm putting my layouts away, I can flip over the layout and go, where does it go? Okay, it goes in the Family 2016 album, or the, well, this really should say Vacation 2016, because I normally would make a vacation album, but it'll work. I'm okay. So I need, it says that I need 4 papers and then a stripe. I'm going to see what I have. It looks like large background 11 by 11, small background 10 1/4 and 10 1/4. Okay, those can do. Title, journaling matte, which I didn't do a journaling for this one. I typically don't for the title pages. Okay, so let's see. Let's see. Let's go down to my paper bin. Oh, that might work. Ooh, that might work. I don't. Let's see. This is a workshop that I haven't played with yet. And it has some cute stuff. What do these say? Today. What's the full ones? I don't know. Well, let's open it and find out. Oh, it says today. Okay. So it has some acrylic pieces. I like the florals. I like that. Ooh. Why have I not opened this up? This is gorgeous. Oh wow, okay. That might work. All right. Alrighty. Well, let's see. If I use that as do I want to use this as the behind paper or the I have to think for a minute, guys. Our colors are black, evergreen, julep, lemonade, which I'm not going to use lemonade for this, mint, sapphire, white daisy, and wisteria. So I could use white, wisteria, and this. Okay, hold on. Let's put this. Let's grab some cardstock. So white, this, that, matte and black. Yep, we're gonna do that. Okay. Matte and black, and then use the stickers. That will work. Okay. I like that one. And then this. I like this. We're gonna use this guy. Let me grab a couple of butterflies. I'm going to put those back in because I have other sparkles on my desk. Let me get my wood veneers. Because I have that and that. And then I may stitch the floral. Okay. I thought there was a bird. Oh, there we go. That'll work too. Let's do this butterfly. Oh wait, this one. That'll work. Okay. Okay, so I need a 4x6 and 4x4 mat. Let's do 6. Nope, let's do 4. Set that aside. And then 6. And then 4. Now, I will be the first to say I am not the fastest scrapbooker in the world because I go off on tangents. I love hand stitching. And if I can add hand stitching to something, I'm going to add hand stitching to something. And that's exactly what might happen here. Okay, so white is first. So we'll put our label on that. And then it's going to be this one, which is 11 by 11, and then rounded. Need to round these with my corner rounder. Let's grab that while I'm thinking of it. And then this one is 10 1/4 by 10 1/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. By 10 1/4. Should be it with the cutting. Okay. Ooh, do I want the dark or do I want the light? I want the dark. Yeah, I want the dark. Now, if you're not familiar with Close to My Heart papers, the cardstock, one side is the true color, which is the darker side. The other side is the lighter version of that color. So it in essence gives you 2 different colors of that main color, for lack of a better word. Okay. So do that. This. They have stitching around it, which I may do. But if I do that, then the flourish wouldn't be right. There's that. Oh, that would work better. Okay. So there's that. And then we've got, we can do this, this, and that, and that. Bring it down some so we can do a title. And then this. And possibly another. Okay, perfect. I can do that. Okay, so And I'm going to pop that up. I'm not going to put this one on a backing sheet at all. Watch, I say that I'm not a fast scrapbroker, and this will come together lickety-splickety. But I haven't done the stitching yet either, so. Under it like that. Okay, so before I do anything else, just put the scissors. Nope, because I'm going to stitch. Put all the things that the cats can chew up. And stop right there for a second and grab my template. So I have my bag of stitching templates that I love. I still want this one. This has been my favorite one. And then I can tie in, I can go a little bit that way, a little bit that way. Yep, that's still the one I want. So, you want to join me for some stitching? So what I'm going to do first is go this direction. Bring it down a little bit. Now my head may get in the way. My head may get in the way while I'm working on this, but I will try for it not to. Go down a little bit. Okay. And I'm just gonna put this template about where I need it. Poke the holes. Okay, so there's that one. And I don't know if anybody is in. I can't tell if we have anybody joining us. And if we do, perfect. Thank you for joining. If we don't, that's fine too. I just don't have any tech support to have me or to help me read the comments. So if you're here and I'm not answering anything, it's because I can't see what you're saying. I'm going to go up into the photo a little bit. There we go. And before anybody has a cowl, I use DMC embroidery thread. And DMC embroidery thread has been used in stitching projects for years and years and years and years and years. And I have seen embroidered pieces that are well over 100 years old, and the thread still looks perfect. So I have no problem using the embroidery thread on my layouts. I have no problem stitching my photograph to the layout. Pardon me. To me, it's just an extra anchor for the photograph. And to me, this is a cheap embellishment because the embroidery thread is normally about 60 cents per skein. And then you cut that skein in half to get 3 strands to sew on paper. And then if you get your skeins on sale, I've paid as little as 20 cents per skein. So, pardon. So if you get your skeins on sale, it doesn't take a full skein unless you're doing some serious stitching on a layout. And it doesn't add, it adds dimension but not a lot of bulk. And it's also an extra adhesive. Let's see if I can, I've got 3 cats in the room, so let's see if I can unwind thread without causing mayhem. I think we timed it for kitten nap time though. A little bit earlier when I was trying to do this and was having a little bit of technical difficulty, they were bouncing around here like nobody's business. No Shoney. Not for Shonies. Okay, so I'm going to start. I think that's it right there. Yes, it is. And this is where I typically would have some music on, or a book, or a movie. This is where I find stitching is very, very relaxing. And it just adds out something extra to a layout that you don't always see. And this is going to take a bit, but that's okay. Sometimes good things are worth the wait. Adjusting my footstool. This table is built for my height, and I still have to use a footstool. So Every now and then I accidentally kick it out of my way, so I have to go fetch it again. And if everything goes according to plan, we will start working on my studio that I have been waiting on for 2 years. But the reason I've been waiting is because my husband was writing a book. And this was on one of his bucket lists, so I did not mind putting my room on the back burner so that he could get the book finished. He just finished the book. He is finishing this weekend a class that he's been working on putting together and teaching. And he's about to have some free time, and I went, excuse me, may I have a moment of your time? So we have all the plans, we know exactly what we want to do, but he wants to build another table for me. He built this one. All right, what are you doing? He built this one. There we go. Sometimes you just got to go in at a different angle. And I started scrapbooking in 2001. He built this for me, I think, in 2003. Before that, I was literally using a quilting table that the neighbor gave me for free because they were moving to Hawaii and she couldn't take it. And we had just moved into this house. We went from about 1,500 square feet to 3,500 square feet, so we didn't have any furniture. And I had just found out about scrapbooking. And I thought, well, okay, I'll take the table. We can use it as my bar, use it as my scrapping table. I used it for a couple of years. And it worked out really well, in fact, for a long time. My daughter used it as her art table when she got serious into art because it was a great working surface. Shook a little bit, but that was okay. But anyway, my husband built this for me. And he built it with my height in mind. And it is very sturdy. This is where I need to pay attention for a moment. Oops, there we go. So 1, 2. All right. And one thing that I like, and you can't see in this view because I have some peel and stick paper on it just to stop the glare. Under this peel and stick wood paper is sheet metal. And what I like about the sheet metal is if I need to hold my layouts still for any reason, any magnet works. And it will hold my layouts completely still. Oh, not that one. And I love that. It doesn't hold my needle though. Get the needle where it goes. So what we're going to do is the next table is going to be much bigger, longer, because I like the L-shaped work surface. But my next room is much bigger. I'm moving into my daughter's old room, and it has gorgeous, gorgeous lighting, which will be good for filming. But he also likes to be in here with me. My daughter likes to be in here with me when she's home. So I like to have a secondary workspace. And then when nobody is working in here with me, the cats like to come in here and lay down. So I have boxes on my desk for them. I'll tell you, I didn't realize, so I know I'm not looking at the camera, I did not realize with our previous cat that passed away this year, she was 16, I didn't realize how spoiled I was with her. She never messed with anything in my room. She never got on the table. She didn't so much as even push a piece of paper around. She did like to smell the paper when it first came in. Her and my pug both were avid paper smellers. But she would come in, "Are you a live human?" And if I was alive, she'd go back away and never touched anything. Well, when biscuits came along, oh my goodness, I had no idea how to how to train a kitty for scrapbooking manners. And he still likes to try and get away with the, breaking the rules. Dumpling is a little bit better. A little bit better, not much, but he will at least, if you put him in his box, he will at least attempt to stay there. And he is much younger. He is only 13 weeks. And Biscuits is over a year old. So, we'll get there eventually. They're both still... So I do have to stop and rest my fingers for a second. They are both still very kitten. So we will get there where they calm down. Okay, so we come back over here. Every now and then I just stop what I'm doing, reassess where the holes are versus where the pattern is, and make sure that I'm still on track. Sometimes, so 1, 2. Sometimes you think you're going the right direction and you're like, this doesn't look like anything, and you've strayed off your pattern. I'm not sure if my mom is down there eating or if Mike is taking lunch. Somebody's downstairs eating. No, I don't think it's Mike because he has a conference call that he should be on. So we're just going to keep stitching. What I may do, if I get desperate, is I may stop at this layout, eat, rest up, since I've never done this before, and then get back on live again. Okay, check my pattern. That way, okay. These are patterns that I have had. I mean, this one says 2008. I've used these numerous times, and I still have to check and make sure that I'm in where I'm supposed to be. It's, no one ever memorizes the complete pattern. You can flip them around, you can turn them upside down, you can, whatever you need to do to get the image that you want. So it just, if you have to stop and check things, you have to stop and check things. And that's okay. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3. So this is, can you see Shoni beside me? I don't know if you can see Shoni. Let's see. Oh, you might be able to see Shoni. Hey. Do you want to say hi? Or do you want to just stay squeezed in that little bitty box? This guy, my 2 cats don't bother me, but I am very allergic to him. And he is a snuggle muffin. So I have to, anytime he comes over, I have to have allergy medicine on board because he is the sweetest thing. I love him to death, but I am very allergic to him. And he is the litter mate of Biscuits. So they are true brothers. And typically when they come over, it doesn't take them long. Whether Biscuits goes to their house or Shoni comes here, it does not take them long to get used to each other again and start playing. This time it took a little bit longer because Biscuits smelled like dumplings and Shoni wasn't having that. So he's been here about a week and he's just now starting to play with Biscuit. So maybe next time he comes over, we won't have the issues we've had this week. We'll see. Dumpling will also be a bit bigger too, so. But we keep the critters. When my in-laws need to go out of town, there's no reason for them to have to board them. We're right here. You know, the more the merrier. The only thing is we don't have a dog anymore because Radar passed away in 2016, and we just have not. We're not ready yet. We're not ready for another dog. He was such a good dog that we're just not ready for another dog. And Biscuits literally fell into our laps, and Dumpling I found on the Allen shelter not even a month ago and brought him home. And so that's the 2 babies we have now. So we don't have a dog. And poor Puddles, if you hear her barking, it's to remind us to let her out. And I have an alarm set on my phone to feed her because my animals are on self-feeders. You just kind of look and go, oh, there's food, okay. And with Puddles, she has set feeding times that she has to have. So I have alarms on my phone to remind me to feed the dog. And then she has figured out she better bark and let me know she needs to potty. Because I don't always remember to let her out. So this might be, this might be a good option instead of doing videos, is just go live. You know, if I want to play, just do it live. I don't know. We'll see. We'll play with it and find out. I'm also learning how to do voiceovers because I scrapbook better if I'm listening to books or music or whatever. So I actually have 10 or 12 videos that I have filmed. I just haven't edited them yet. You know, it's easy to film. It is hard to sit down and dedicate the time to edit, because that is not a fun job. Filming's the easy part. It's just editing it and making it make sense. That isn't always easy or fun. So, and I did better editing when I was traveling with my husband, because while he was at the conferences and stuff, I could be in the conference area, you know, near him and stuff before he speaks, and I could be editing and minding my own business and stuff and get a lot of work done that way. But somehow when I'm home, I have a hard time just sitting down and editing. But you put me in a hotel room or you put me in a conference center, and I can edit with the best of them. So I would typically, when we travel, and he was on the speaking circuit, which right now everything has changed. But when he's on the speaking circuit, I would typically stay about 17 videos unedited on my hard drive. And then when I travel, I could get all of those edited, get them scheduled, you know, and I would, at one point I was about 6 months in advance in all of my filming. And it was nice. And then life happened. So I have videos filmed. I'm just really having a hard time sitting down and getting them edited. So this might work for a while until I get that little editing mojo back. I don't know if I will schedule lives. I don't know yet. Typically just find if I have a quiet moment, a couple of hours, I might be able to get something done, I can just pop on and join you. Okay, so that run is complete. I'm going to take a small break. I'm going to leave you going. I'm going to take a small break real fast. Let me get a piece of paper. That way if anybody joins us and doesn't know where I am, there, okay. So I'm going to take a small break and I will be right back. Smells good, Mom. Huh? Smells good. Yeah, good. Good Lord. Okay, I feel much better. And also, running my hands under warm water helps when they start to get a little bit of stitching fatigue. So, but that's not the reason I needed the break. Let's use this one. I have to sneeze. Ooh, I have to sneeze. So, did Shoni have any parties while I was stepped out of the room, or is he still just snoozing? And how many? You are 3. Okay. I think you're 3. You are 3. No, wait. Yes, 3. So basically, when you are working with your thread, you break it down into 3 strands instead of 6. The DMC thread comes in a 6 strand. You just break it down into 3 and then thread the needle like you normally would. Hi Puddles. What are you doing? Are you going to join me? You can join me. Lay down. Lay down. It's okay. What do you need? What do you need? Yeah? Yeah? You're fine. No, don't lick the cat. She wouldn't appreciate that. No. Lay down. You can lay down. Okay, so because this one's on the picture, I need to get my bearings for a minute. It's also at a angle, and it's also flipped over. That's why. Okay. So basically, I line that one up, and then I can line that one up, and that's my starter. Right. Alright, I know you're there. Where you're at. There you are. There we go. You the right one? Yes, you are. Okay, she's going to lay in the doorway. When I reconfigured the room, she lost her lay down spot. My room used to be completely the opposite orientation, but when I started filming, I tried for a while just hanging out on a bar stool over here on a desk, and that didn't work very well. So I flipped my desk over here, and when I did that, I lost a lot of storage space. And I lost, believe it or not, a lot of floor space. It doesn't make any sense, but I did. So, she's not sure where to lay down anymore. Okay, right there? Yeah, that's where I'm going in. Sometimes it just wants to argue with you. But the result is so pretty that it is worth it. I hope you can see what I'm doing. It's a little bit hard to stitch in a manner that somebody can see. So I'm trying. It's also much faster to stitch when you're not worried about who can see you, and if they need to, if they need to see a next step or something. And when you're stitching, or what I'm doing now, I'm stitching through the photograph. I'm actually going through 5 layers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So this will be a really nice anchor for the papers. Okay, so I think I am going here. Check myself. Yes, it's right there. what? If you make a mistake, you just cut it out. It's not a big deal. You just lose a little bit of thread. There's been time after time that I think I'm going the right direction and I hit the wrong one, and I just cut it out. It's cut it out, back out, start over, and it ends up being perfect. Pardon me. There we go. Let's get hydrated again. I tell you what, there's cheddar. I have some cheese potato chips downstairs that are calling my name, but they are not scrapbooking friendly. It is not a snack you can chew, or not a snack you can chew. It's not a snack you can snack on and scrapbook very easily. All right, I'm gonna double check because I am. Right there. So that direction. And then that one goes that direction. Okay. I have two different swirlies that are really close to each other. Trying to mark the one that I don't need at this moment. See, normally if I was filming this, I would be either speeding this up or I would show you the beginning, pardon me, the beginning and then the end, and not this middle portion that takes so long, but is so worth it. So now you're getting to see it from start to finish. Because I try to keep my stream, or keep my videos under an hour if I can when I'm filming. So 1, 2, okay. One, two. And then here. Okay, so I'm gonna tie off this part of it and start a new thread, because that's getting small to work with. I have a selection of threads on my little shelf. My black is getting low, but I sit here sometimes. I have a selection of threads and I just prep the thread. These are the two that I would use the most. So I sit here and just separate it and prep it so that if I have a layout that needs either one of these two neutral colors, of the most ones that I use, they're prepped a minute ago. I don't have to separate the thread while I'm trying to play. So it looks like I need to sit down, watch a movie, and separate some black. Now, if you are interested in the DMC conversion list of DMC to Close to My Heart colors, it is in the Facebook group, which I will make sure that there is a link to the Facebook group when this goes, when it gets saved to YouTube. And they're about to have a color change for 2021, so I will update the list as soon as, because I have to order the cardstocks, get them in, and then once they're in, I have to sit down, cut some swatches, take them to either Hobby Lobby or Joann's or Michael's, either one of those, or even a fabric store would do it as long as it has embroidery thread. And I have to sit down and hand match all of the colors. So once I make my order, which I'm going on a retreat September 3rd, I believe, I will order my cardstock. It will, as soon as it gets in, that I will list those colors, go to the store, update the list, and then put the new list on the Facebook group. So if you're interested in hand stitching and you just need the conversion list, if you like Close to My Heart colors and you need the conversion list, I will be happy to put that on the Facebook group. Or if you have some other cardstocks in your home and you want to know how to match the ones you've got, just take a swatch. I normally take a 2x2 swatch because it's big enough and you've got to factor in the lights of the hobby store. But I just take one little swatch of all of my cardstock and a piece of paper so that I can write down what the name of the cardstock is. Like ours has actual names, Wisteria, Lemonade, all the different companies have their own names of cardstocks. So I would write down the name of the cardstock and then the DMC number next to it. And then what I've started doing now is I only buy 3 skeins of each color. Years past I would buy 7, 8, 9 skeins of each color, and then the color would change and then I'm stuck with all this retired color and all this extra thread, and once the cardstock runs out, I can't replenish it because it's a retired color. So all of my cardstock is gone and I still have all this DMC thread. So what I'm going to do is, now I can give it to my mother, but in years past I couldn't, and I was just kind of stuck with all this thread. So last year I limited myself to, during the color change last year, I only buy 3 skeins per color because, guys, I live a mile away from a hobby store. I'm not joking. I have 2 of them within a block of each other. If I can't go buy a skein of DMC thread when I need it, I got a problem. Now, I also do a lot of my scrapbooking in the middle of the night. That could be a problem if I run out and it's 3 o'clock in the morning, but you know what? This is not life or death. It's not rocket science. It's scrapbooking. I can always set the layout aside until the next morning and go get what I need. So, and it's worked out great this year. That one. I don't feel like I'm drowning in thread, but yet I've had what I've needed. And then I just keep a list on my phone of right here, let me move my little button, of like espresso 451, charcoal 414, pewter 353, oops, I read that backwards, 535, candy apple. These are the ones that I needed, and then I bought extra spools, and I'm still looking for, I needed let's try that again. I need a thesaurus. I thought I had one, I don't have one. And then I'm looking for a clear candy dish or sugar bowl for my stamp chamois. So that's, you know, I just keep a list on my phone of the ones that I need, and then when I find myself at the hobby store, oh yeah, do I need threads? And I can get them there. And it works really well. We actually are not very far from the end. I just have to go right there at the stitching on this one, and then we can do the title and the embellishments, and this one is done. Now it is just a one-page layout. I'm used to doing this on 2 pages, which I'm not gonna lie, it takes a long time. I have managed to get 1 layout done per day this week because it has been stitching heavy. Now, the reason it's stitching heavy is I loaned my entire stitching template, envelope, bin, stash, inventory, whatever you want to call it. I loaned every bit of it to my best friend a while back during one of the retreats so that she could make her own templates. And I just got everything back. So I have been down to 1 template this entire time. It's been a straight template. And I told her, I said, you know, people are going to think I only know 1 stitch. Because I've had my ruler that is a stitching template. So when I saw her last, she brought my templates to me. And she, you know, she's still working through making them, but it's not like she can't borrow them again. But I was missing my templates. And she is the only person on earth that I will loan them to, because she understands the value that these, I love them, and you cannot replace them. In fact, I found, sorry, Sherry, you're in my way. Here it is. I found this piercing ruler. Oh, that's a good background for it. I found this piercing ruler on scrapbook.com. I actually made a post about it on my Facebook group. But I found it 2 months ago on scrapbook.com. And I have one that is made out of this material that I bought probably in 2008. That is the perfect straight line stitching template. Loved it. Call it Old Faithful. It's literally falling apart. So I've been looking for stitching templates. And I found these on eBay. They're for leather working. But the difference is there's no grid lines at all. So it was very, very hard to line up. And I actually bought 4 or 5 of these because they're so hard to find that I went ahead and just bought. I was ordering it, I think, from Thailand. So I ordered 5 of them to make it worth it. But the grid lines are so hard to line up so that when you're matching things up, it was very difficult to do. This one has perfect grid lines. And it is also a full 12 by 12 ruler. The holes are a tiny bit smaller than I would like. So if you look here, I don't know if I can get an angle, it just barely pops out. Where if you look here, you get a full needle width. So I can punch the holes as, you know, I don't have to go back through and re-punch. To where these are not quite as wide, but I'll take it. It's okay. I'll make it work. Because I needed a straight template so bad. And it is good quality material. I bought 5. I left 1 for somebody else. I bought 5. I put 4 of them, or I put 3 of them away. I'm using 1 of them, and I gave 1 to Amy. Because she feels the same way about stitching templates as I do. And if you can't buy your best friend a stitching template, who can you buy? So, anyway, they're my thing. I figured out that I have, you know, it's something I'm good at on paper. It's different. Not everybody else does it. Or if they do, thank you. You know, I love when people stitch on their papers. I had a sewing machine, and I literally threw it out the window. It drove me crazy. So I just went back to hand stitching. And I love it much better. I know there's a lot of people out there that have sewing machines. More power to you. I love it. Stitch however you can stitch on your paper. I prefer templates in hand. It's relaxing to me. But if you can use a machine and you get it to do what you want it to do, girl, you got my respect, because my machine argued with me. And one day it argued so bad it went out the window. I was like, I don't have time for this. I actually, in my defense, I was still working nights at the ER. I was tired. I had just got off my 3-day shift. And I wanted to play so bad. I didn't want, you know, because you come home from work, you go to bed immediately because you have to normally get up again. You get off at 7, you get home by 8, you got to be back at work by 6:30, you know, that evening. And you still have kids, you still have to eat, you still have to do the carpooling, you still have all these mommy things you have to do. So I would sleep from 8 to 1, and you just get tired of coming home and going straight to bed. So on my first days off, I would try and stay up as late as I possibly could. And so I would typically come in here and scrapbook because it was something that was relaxing. It, you know, didn't take a lot of brain power. Some of those layouts turned out beautiful. Some of them I looked like I was on drugs because I was so tired. But it's okay. It still works. But that day, my machine decided to which way are we going? Yep. My machine decided to argue with me, and I just didn't have the patience. And I was like, nope, I don't have time for this. I'm not dealing with this. And it was not in my house any longer. I just skipped a stitch, but that's okay. We can fix it. Where do you come out at? Right there. Right there. Okay. But yes, if you want to hear the backstory of my scrapbooking, when we first moved here, Kayla, I had just had Kayla. She's 24 years old. I had just had Kayla. And someone knocked on my door, and I was like, what the heck? I just moved to the neighborhood, don't know anybody. New mom, just gave birth, only have one car, so my husband's got the car, he's going to work. And, you know, you're stuck at home with a baby, a new baby, and one that you... I was 24. I didn't know what to do with a baby, you know. And someone knocks on my door. 24. No, at that point I turned 25 because she was born 4 days before my birthday. So by that point I was 25. And this lady cold knocks my door and starts telling me about creative memories. And the only thing that I remember that went through my brain is I'm like, well, first off, why would you cut up construction paper to put in your album? Why would you tear apart your photo albums to put them in on construction paper and then put them in this god-awful expensive album? I remember at the time the album was 30, 40, 50 bucks, something like that. And I remember thinking, oh my god, I can buy a photo album at Walgreens for $1.50. Why would I do this? And I'm ashamed of myself, but I literally shut the door in her face. And I was like, no. So fast forward 3.5 years, we get a local hospital built in our town. We build our house that we're currently in. I go to work for the local hospital. Now, I don't know if you've ever been in hospitals when they first open, but when they first open, if they're in a sleepy little town, by a certain point in the night, I keep looking at the camera like you can see me there. The camera's over here. By a certain time of the night, it's dead. There's no patients. So one of the ER docs would bring her little Crop and Style bag to the hospital, and she would go to the radiology department. I keep forgetting, I need to move the camera right there because that would be easier to look at. But she'd bring her Crop and Style and go to radiology and scrapbook, and then if we had a patient come in, she would just leave her scrapbooking stuff on the radiology table, you know, like where you would go sit down and have your ankle x-rayed. Her scrapbooking stuff would be sitting there. She would see the patient and go back and scrapbook. Well, after so many nights of watching her do this, I was like, hey, what is this? What is this she's doing? I don't understand what she's doing. Y'all, it was still creative memories. But the way she presented it, I was like, oh, okay, I kind of get this. All right. And then if you're in the Dallas area, there used to be a store in Frisco called Recollections. And Recollections used to hold in-store crops once a month. And this doctor decided that we, in the emergency room, because by that point there were several of us that were interested in scrapbooking, and I had bought a little kit. I had another friend of mine that, you know, you got $10, yeah, I got $10. She took me to the store. We bought $10 worth of stuff. And by that point I had a little kit. And she said, you know what? The next night that all of us have off, we are going to go scrapbook. And she bought the rental on the table. And I think there were 7 or 8 of us that, and if Sarah Manini watches this, you'll remember this because you were there that night with me. And I know Sarah's a brand new subscriber, so she might be watching this. But she paid for the entire table, and we had the best time. The best time. And that was my starting of my scrapbooking adventure. And I will tell you, I'm still kind of ashamed of my behavior with the poor little scrapbooking consultant, especially after I became a consultant. Because all I had to do was tell the poor woman I'm not interested. You know, she would have backed off, or at least I hope she would have backed off. But I didn't. I literally just looked at her like she was wasting my time and shut the door in her face. And so if you're that creative memories lady that knocked on my door 20 years ago, 25 years ago, I'm sorry. I literally didn't know the magic you were trying to show me. Okay, so let me get my thickers because I need to do a title, and then we can put the embellishments together. So let me get my thickers. I keep them on a shelf above my head. And I'm going to write this out real fast. That way, as I'm putting the letters on, I won't miss a letter. Okay, so these are the Eclair stickers, and I am so sad because my Tuesday morning location is now out of business. Oh, my little book fell down. So I no longer have a Tuesday morning in my area, and that is where I used to get all of my thickers. So what I have done to compensate for that is Close to My Heart has a set of dies. Is that a D? Yeah, that's a D. They have a set of dies. Yeah, okay. And I purchased those dies so that I can make my own titles now. Is there supposed to be a dot in between each? Like D dot C dot, or is it just DC? I don't know, but you know what? If I find out, I can always go back in and fix it. So. Okay, so now we need Do I want to start with the W or do I want to start? Okay, we'll do that. Hopefully it fits. I don't know if you can hear my family. It's lunchtime, so they're all down there getting their lunch. I may need to move some stickers because that might run into I have me a new set of tweezers coming. These drive me crazy. There's something about them that are off-brand. And I thought, oh, they'll be fine. I just, you never have your tweezers when you think you need your tweezers. So I just picked these up. And they're not right. So I have a new pair coming. Angie. In. I used a bunch of these last night, so I'm like, okay, is that an N or a U? That's a U. That's an N. Yeah, I think when I do this, I'm going to move the positioning of my laptop more to the corner. That way you guys aren't looking at my shoulder the entire time. Is this the only size T? Yeah, it is. Okay. Well. Uh-oh, I just ripped that one. Okay. I don't think it's going in a fashion. I think it's pretty straight. I'm going to scoot this guy over some. Okay, and I think I've got room to slide a sticker under there. All right, let's lay our placement out real fast. I don't like that. Not sure I like the way that's looking. Let's see. Check these out real fast. I like this. have that. And that. Oh, little guy. Look, the little guy. Yeah, the little guy works. Okay. That and that. And then... bird's a bit big. This one. That one. And then stickles, not stickles, but sparkles. That works. Okay. So that, I need a heart right there. That works. Yeah, I know I'm fiddling. Oh, I like that. Okay, so then you got that and you got that. Okay, I think that'll work. So then we've got... I can use this one. Okay. Oh, I forgot to poke the holes out of this one. Oh well. Okay. So that goes back there. And then let me get my craft knife and my bitty sparkles. Okay, I think I like the way this turned out. By the way, if you've never heard of Bitty Sparkles is a close to my heart product. It is the teeny tiniest of little sparkles, which obviously you saw me use a craft knife to adhere them down to. I buy them by the 10 pack. I love them so much that when I need them, I buy them by the 10 pack, and they kind of just add a tiny bit of sparkle to anything and everything. They're perfect for card making, they're perfect for layouts, and like everything in life, you know, Adele has her tiny puffy hearts and her little heart stickers and whatnot. I have bitty sparkles. That's my thing. So here is the layout. Trying to see if it's coming through for you. And I like it much better than the one that I just tried to finish with you. So I'll go back and fix that one later. Like I said, there could be an embellishment that I don't own yet that would be absolutely perfect for that layout. I just don't know yet. So thank you so much for joining me on this live stream. Hopefully this is a format that you enjoy. It might be something that I try now and then, or it may be something that I do every time I want to sit down and play for a while. So we shall see. Until next time, thank you so much for joining me. Bye-bye.